What's good, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. I've got a great one for you coming up because today I'm going to be giving you guys that VIP behind the scenes access to my options trading account this year. But before I do that, let's just go down memory lane because come January, we were up 200,000 bucks in profit. Come March, we're taking that to 600,000 bucks. Fast forward a few months to May, we were standing strong at 800,000 bucks. And if we're talking about the present day, we're standing at 1.1 million bucks in options trading profit for the year. And now what I want to do is take you guys behind the scenes into some of the trades that I took this year, give you guys some of the tricks of the trade and the techniques so that you guys can go out in the markets and do me proud and make some phenomenal profits as soon as tomorrow. But before I get into the first one, let me remind you guys, it's not just me that's winning on these plays in the options market this year because I'm taking the whole team with me and I've been doing that since the very beginning of the year. So listen, guys, if you want to get in the plays with me for the rest of the year, make sure you hit that top link in the video description. Join the team over at the Patreon because it's soon going to be go time on our next play and I want to see you there. I want to be celebrating your victory come the next time I do one of these videos. All right, guys, listen, as I said, I got an amazing video for you guys coming up that is going to help you guys succeed in the options market. All right, guys. Now, some of these tips and some of these secrets I'm going to share with you guys you would not have heard before, but I'm telling you guys it's going to allow you to secure some phenomenal profits in the options market. All right, but come take a look with me because the first play I want to share with you from this year was our Mara play from back in February. All right, if you take a look, these were some February 07 $19 strike put options that myself and the whole team ran a couple of months back to start off the year strong. As a matter of fact, this was the first time we ran the Mara play. We took this play in January, and let's just take a look. You guys can see we went ahead and made 25, just shy of 25,000 bucks in that trade alone. Okay, that was a 72% win. Now here's the thing. Since then, we have run Mara many times over. As a matter of fact, we've run Mara every single month since then, and we're going to continue to run Mara every single month right through to the back end of the year. And here, guys, is going to lie your first trick of the trade, because what you want to do is you want to focus on a small pool of plays and you want to keep running them over and over again. Now, a lot of you guys, especially the beginners, you'll have what we call shiny object syndrome. I was there once. I've been in the game for 10 years. What does it mean? What does this mean? It means that when you see something popping off over there, you run and you go and try and get active. You try and participate. If you see something popping off over here now, you run to this side as well. But here's the thing. What you want to do is you want to stay clear of all of that. All right, you want to avoid shiny object syndrome in the options market. You want to narrow down on a few select plays, call it 5, call it 4, and you want to get very familiar with them because it means that you're going to have such a good understanding of how they move, how they operate, what they do on different scenarios and different circumstances, that when it comes time to run the options, you're on game. All right. So Mara is one of the plays that we have got such intimate understanding of, and it allows us to just reap the rewards month in and month out. All right, guys. So that's something I want you guys to take to the markets as soon as tomorrow. Just focus on a small select group of plays. But before I move to the next one, there was also something else we did here and we do on all the plays that allows us to make this level of profits consistently. And that is, we don't use stop losses. All right. Now I know that's going to freak some of you guys out, but listen, this is the options market. This isn't the stock market. In the options market, we need to allow the plays to breathe. Okay. Because in this trade, I want you guys to understand that, yes, we made 24,000. Yes, it went up just shy of 80%, 72%, but the trade actually went against us to start off. Okay, so listen, if you look, these are what we call put options. So we're expecting the price to move lower. As a matter of fact, the next day after, guess what the price did? The price actually moved higher, guys. So because it moved higher, it meant that the option was down, call it 25, 30%. If we had a stop loss, it would have been triggered out the play and we would have never seen any of these profits. But here's the thing. No stop losses allows the play to breathe, okay? And that is key. Okay, so when you guys are running options, forget about your stop losses. Just leave that to the stock market. All right, this is a whole different game over here. Let's jump to the next one. All right, I want to show you guys another play from this year, and that is none other than this Uber trade right here. You see, this was the very next month. These are Uber March 14s, and these were $72 strike put options. Again, put options, okay, taking advantage of the markets moving lower. In this instance, we're focusing on the Uber play. Let's go ahead and see what we did with this play. You guys can see we did the business once again, pulling in 28,000 in profit. Remember, it's not just me, it's myself and the whole team. And we pulled in 86% on this one, okay? Now, I want to teach you guys something that allowed us to make this profit in this particular trade. And what we took advantage of, guys, is what we call post earnings IV crush. All right, it's a bit of a mouthful, but here's the thing. I want you guys to understand that when companies go ahead and release their earnings, straight after, option prices get cheaper. Okay, if option prices get cheaper, this is going to be an amazing window of opportunity to go look in and capture some option plays that are much lower in price. Okay, if they're much lower in price, you can run them up, and then you guys can see you can reap the rewards. Okay, so listen, just before we entered into this play, sometime at the midpoint of February, Uber went ahead and released this earnings. So we waited tactically for those earnings to land. Once they landed, we saw our opportunity a few days later, got into these put options. A couple of days later, boom, we were out for these for 86%, netting at 28,000 bucks in profit. All right, guys. So listen, as soon as tomorrow, I want you guys to be looking out for some opportunities that are going to allow you guys to take advantage of post earnings IV crush. Remember, you want them to deliver their earnings. After the earnings, it's going to reduce the option prices. You get in, you're correct directionally, you're going to make a lot of money with very cheap options. Okay, so that's another secret trick of the trade that I want you guys to start implementing as soon as today. All right, let's run the next one. Take a look. These are some Google call options this time. You guys can see we've been multi-directional this year. Markets move lower. Guess what? We run up the back. Markets move higher. Same story. Run up the back. These are some July 11th. 172.5 call options. Okay, so these are just a couple of weeks ago, and you guys can see we went ahead and delivered a cool 167% return on these, netting a sweet 58,000 bucks in profit on this Google play. Okay, listen, when it came to this Google play, what we took advantage of is what we call letting the trades play out. Okay, because when we're in these, guys, what happened was we had our target price of 180. Okay, we got into these Googles around the 171 buck mark, and we were in these for 4 days. Now, you guys who are new to the game, and even if you've got a couple of years, couple of notches in your belt in the options market, when you guys get a little bit of profit, call it 30%, 40%, I know you guys want to go ahead and lock it in. I know you guys just want to secure it as soon as you start seeing some green. But here's the thing. When it comes to the options game, you've got to let your trades play out. That means that even if you got to be in there for a couple of days, you got to stay 10 toes down and be in those trades for as many days as required for it to go ahead and move towards your price points. Okay, your expected price points. And this is key. So in this particular play, we were in this for 4 days. Typically, a lot of our plays were out before then. Okay, a few days, 2 days, 3 days. But in this trade, we were in for 4 days. And that is key. Sometimes you just got to stay in the play and you got to let it ride out. And that is very important. Why? Because the fact that we're in for 4 days allowed price to mature, move towards where we expected it to go to, and generated a beautiful 167% in profit. Okay, so guys, as soon as tomorrow, let your trades play out. Okay, don't be nervous. Control that anxiety. Trust the process. Okay. Let me show you guys another one. Take a look. We got GME. These were from May. These are some May 30th. $30 call options. Take a look at what we did. We did the business once again. You guys can see netted a 375% win on these, netting a cool $131,000 in profit. Listen, guys, every year in the markets, you are going to be blessed with 2 or 3 of these 300%, 400% multi-baggers. All right. Now, the majority of the plays are in the region of 100 to 150%. Yes, but it's these types of plays, all right, that we love to see. And as I said, markets will deliver them 2 or 3 times a year, and this is one of them right here. Okay. Now, when it came to GME, guys, we got into this one when it was around $30, took it up to around $34. So you can see in the options market generate massive wins like this. You only need the stock price to move a couple of bucks in your intended direction. Okay. Now, the lesson here from this trade is you guys want to be sticking to your entry and exit prices. So what I mean by this is what we call price discipline. Okay, so you get in at a certain price point, and the price point that myself and the team got into this was $30, and it was always going to be $30, and the exit price was always going to be $34. Okay, we were never going to take this play any higher. Let me just show you guys the stop price, and you guys can see what happened and why entry and exit price discipline is so important. Okay, so take a look. I go to GME, I go to the 6th month, and you guys can see right here, that is where we got out of that particular option play, right at the peak of the year to date action. Okay, now based on the technicals that I did behind the scenes, I knew that 34 was going to be a place where price either struggled to continue that momentum or would see a reversal. That is why exit pricing is so important. That's why exit price discipline is so important. So no matter what happens, okay, you gotta pack your bags and leave the play when it's reached your price. If you get too greedy, if you see I'm up 300, 400%, let me just go take this to 500, 600%. Okay, price can do a reversal on you, as you can see, very, very quickly. So again, exit price and discipline is very, very important. You guys, again, take that intel, take that knowledge, take these teachings to the markets as soon as tomorrow, and you guys will be in a much, much better position to be victorious in the options market. All right, listen, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I had fun as always. Again, you guys do this, and I promise you, you guys are going to level up your game. You guys are going to be one step closer to achieving phenomenal things in the options market. All right, so I'll see all of you guys on the next one.